As promised, today we're going to make a coffee on the new Sanremo Cube. Let's get straight into it. Hey everyone, I'm Luke and welcome back to the Artistic YouTube channel where we guide you through all things coffee. And so you don't miss out on any of our latest videos, hey, make sure you do like, subscribe and hit the bell icon and you'll get notified when we pop up our latest videos. And if you've got a question about this new machine, just put it in the comments below. We love answering them. So today we are making a coffee on the new Sanremo Cube. We did do a video the other day of the unboxing and we did promise we would make this video. So I'll tell you my experiences about this machine and what we like and don't like about the machine while we make our first brew. So I'm going to pop around the other side and we'll get into it. So today I'm actually going to make two coffees with you to demonstrate how well the cube can actually foam milk and also the hot water function, and that's how it's all combined through the brew head. So we're going to start with a long black. Now, to note with a long black, temperature is the key when you're looking at brewing either a light roast or a dark roast coffee, and you want to be able to adjust that. Now, we're not going to show you the app just yet, that'll be on another video, but what you need to look at is the actual dial here. And it's the temperature of the rear boiler, or sorry, the single boiler I should say. So you can navigate really simply by pressing and holding it. The word set will come up, and then you can just keep tapping the number and make your way up to 130. If you go past that, actually it comes to 115, and that will be the lowest temperature. That is then going to affect the steam quality that you have and also the brew temperature. So at the lowest at 115, you're going to see a little gauge down the bottom here sit at around 0.8. If you're going to go up to the 130, you're going to see that bar pressure of the steam come up to about 1.5. So they're the two gauges that are correlating and giving you that steam pressure. So for me, I want to try and get this machine back to the brew temperature that we use on our commercial machines. And that's around the 92, 93 degrees through this brew head. And from our tests, we've worked out 124 degrees is optimum. So that's for espresso extraction. So what I'm going to do is going to make a long black first. And we're going to get a bit of hot water. So we've demonstrated these knobs before. You can either do a little quick purge off to the right hand side, or you can have it all the way on. Now it's actually quite a gentle little hot water process coming out here. So the gauze and the little distributor they've got in there is working quite well. Sometimes they can just blast out and you can get way too much heat, but this is actually quite delicate and I really quite enjoy getting the hot water out. There's probably, for me, not just enough leverage there to be able to move that out to the right, because if I want to get a mug, it won't really fit on top of the tray. I'd have to have it off to the side and then really tilt it, and it might bring that hot water out onto my thumb. So just something to be aware of there. And we're ready to brew some coffee. So we've got our handle, needs to be clean and dry, and I'm just leaving the standard Sanremo big double basket in there for this one. We've got 22.5 grams, which we're going to pop in, just our standard recipe. Use our OCD. And the Sanremo tamper. So obviously making sure it's nice, flat and level and consistent. Pop that in. Now the levers are backwards, so they're not down. You've got to lift that all the way up and the timer kicks in. Now I'm not going to do pre-infusion because that's the one thing that's a little bit tricky with this machine. The timer starts when you activate the brew handle. If you stop it to do a pre-infusion, it'll actually then restart. So when you're timing your shots, you're going to have to just think about a little bit different around the logic that we would normally be talking about. There we go. I've just gone for a nice little double ristretto. We've gone 20.8 seconds. And you can see there that is a huge amount of sweetness coming through at the start of the extraction there. Really good bold colors. That's a really well extracted coffee. So I'm really happy with that for a long black. I'm going to set that aside just to cool for a little bit, because that'll burn my mouth if I go to use it. We'll empty this and get ready for the next coffee. So I'm now going to make the milk-based coffee. And again, we're going to start with our nice, warm, clean, dry handle. We've got our 22.5 grams of coffee. And we're going to distribute that with our OCD. And again, the same pressure, the same temp, being nice and consistent in what we do. Okay, so in this one, I am going to do pre-infusion, and that'll show you what's happening with the timer. So I'm going to pop our cup under, I'm going to activate it for 2 seconds. I'm going to come back to midway, which is line bar pressure, and then I'm going to brew again. Now that for us is going to give a much darker, richer style espresso. I'm a pre-infusion fan, but you can see there it's just beautiful, thick, dark, chocolatey kind of espresso, and that's what I love about coffee. So we're going to finish that again at 21 seconds. The time is beautiful, works really well, it's very reactive, it's nice and quick, so I do love that. And we're going to come across and do some steam. Now I'm just going to set this aside, just so that I've got a little bit of room to be able to use the steamer. So again, we've got the two-way style dial on this one. Obviously you need to purge first. That's the spring purge to the right and all the way on to the left. Now again, remember, if you've got it set to a lower temperature, you're gonna have lower steam. So we're at 124, so to be fair to it, this is the kind of pressure we're gonna get using the nice little Sanremo pot style jug. These are great for foaming and being able to pour nice latte art. The restrictions are a little bit different, I'll be honest. So you can go up and down, but not all of your jugs can sort of get in there. So you tend to have it on a bit of an angle, which is actually good if you're learning, because it's going to make you have that steamer go out towards the edge of the pot rather than straight down in the middle. And that'll help you spin the liquid anti-clockwise. So that's probably a really good way if you're learning. It's a little bit of a, I guess, a hack to help you steam. The steamer has 3 holes in it, so there's a bucket load of steam that's coming out. All right, just as with any HX style machine, it's a little bit wetter than a double boiler machine, but you can see there's beautiful spin there. And that's up to 65 degrees there, nicely. A little bit of a longer lag just on that steam to cut out, so just be careful that you don't turn it off and pull it out. You'll get some big bubbles on top of your milk there. Nice good purge. So there's plenty of steam to do whatever you need to do in your milk frothing. Now if we have a look there, it's nice, glossy, beautiful style milk. That's just a full cream milk. We've got our espresso here as well. Look at that, no pressure on that latte out there. So that's actually really glossy milk. It's steamed really well. It hasn't separated, which tends to happen if you've got a poor quality steam that's coming into your milk. So from all accounts, that smells good, nice and sweet to it as well. It doesn't smell burnt. We've got our espresso, which is floated on top of your hot water. That's our champion blend. That's giving a nice, pretty standard profile, which is great. How's it taste with the milk? Yeah, that's great. Creamy, rich. So between those two different types of extractions, that to me is a little bit sweeter with the pre-infusion. So that's my tip, to try and do that to get a bit more sweetness out of your coffee. But overall, that is a great experience when making coffee. Your drip tray is a great size. One thing just to note, possibly on your water tank at the back here, just be careful if you are trying to pull it out with it's full of water, you are grabbing from that actual lid. So probably only remove that when it's totally empty. Other than that, it's a really beautiful machine. I can't believe how many comments we've had just in the short amount of time that this machine's been on the bench. Everyone loves the look of it. They're mesmerized by the color, and they just want to ask questions about it. So from that perspective, it is beautiful. It's going to look great in your kitchen. So that's making coffee on the Cube, both a black and a milk-based coffee. And all round, that is an amazing experience. We do have one more video, so keep your eye out on the app. We want to keep that separate because we want to tell you why you'd actually want an app in a small coffee machine. And to have an app in around the $4,500 machine with a plumbable rotary pump of this size is actually pretty cool. I think it's a real tick for this machine. So thanks very much for watching, guys. If you've got any questions about the Cube, leave them in the comments below. We'll see you soon.